What is going on to all you wonderful people on the other side of this camera? I'm back with my inevitable thoughts and haul video from TFNation. It's that time of year again where TFNation is over, I'm here a week later, and I'm sad. What an intro. So TFNation 2025 was a week ago. I'm recording this on the Saturday afterwards, and what a wonderful, wonderful weekend that it was. I arrived on the Thursday. I've started doing that in the last couple of years, turning up on the Thursday, leaving on the Monday, just so I have more time with my mates and I can have a laugh and not have to worry about rushing to the hotel on the day the event starts, which I have done for a lot of previous years. So I've done, you know, the Thursday, and that's been great. And there's just, it adds so much more time to the con, which is always just wonderful and exciting. And yeah, it's just great. I went to the triple takeover panel on the Friday, but other than that, I didn't go to anything. I didn't actually go to the Transformers 1 thing either, just because I think I was just having too much fun with my friends. And you know, when you only see each other, you know, maybe once a year, sometimes, maybe a couple of times, but especially at TFNation, you kind of just want to spend as much time with those people as you physically can. So the guest lineup at TFN was pretty cool this year. We had Neil Kaplan, Evan Michael Lee, Sophia Miles. I find that I actually only went to meet Evan Michael Lee. I actually didn't go and meet anyone else, despite the fact that I have a HasLab Omega Prime and I've been binging RID. I actually didn't go to meet Neil Kaplan, which I do kind of regret now. But again, at the same time, I find that if the queues are very long, I kind of won't be too bothered. I'm not really too fussed with that. I don't want to spend an entire day in a queue. Like last year, I went to the Legends Pass with David Kay, and I felt that it took up so much of the day that I wouldn't do it again. But I still don't regret going to do that either, because I got to meet David Kay and I got to sit down and talk to David Kay, so that was really cool. But I just felt like it did take away time with my friends, so I wouldn't do it again. But then I'm not discouraging people from doing it either. If you want to do that, go on. So anyway, as ever, TFNation was crazy busy. There were so many people there, and naturally I went for the early access on the Saturday because I find you jump a bit of the general admission queue, which once again stretched all the way to the bar, and I was not getting in that queue. I didn't feel like it was as packed as it was last year. I felt like last year was a lot busier than this year, but it was still very, very busy. Everyone at the convention, as always, was just absolutely wonderful. Everybody was so nice to talk to, and I always find that with TFNation, it's just such a open, welcoming environment, and everyone is just so nice. The artists, the guests, the people in the bar, it's just, you can just talk to anyone at these conventions, and that's always great, and I'm a very chatty person, so that's always great. I will just say that obviously I'm going to be name dropping people, but if I do not mention you in this video and we did have an interaction, I will just say that I appreciated all the time I had with every single person I met at TFNation. Every single one of you were freaking fabulous, and you're all amazing. Oh, the Throttlebot Race! Yes, we did it again last year. Matt from 360verse from the Infinisum Discord had hosted this Throttlebot Race last year, where myself, Keech from Keech TV, Joe, Crosshairs Productions, and Valk from Infinisum, we raced toy Throttlebots in the hotel. And this year we did it again, but on a much bigger scale, and it was just the best time, and I have not laughed that hard in a long time. That was just so funny, and it was just great. It was such a funny time. It was such a good day, between some of us making fools of ourselves and some of us winning prizes, which Matt had made. And it was so much fun. There were so many people there, and it was just great. It was just so much fun. Now on to what I got. I don't know how long this will be. hopefully not a long one. I try not to keep these very long, but when it comes to TFNation videos, I usually fail. To start off with, I was given this Energon Universe Comic Book Day comic from Valk, which was lovely, and I do still need to read. I've really been enjoying the Energon Universe stuff. I am fully up to date with Skybound for Transformers, and I'm loving it. I'm about halfway through reading Void Rivals right now. I'm not too fussed about G.I. Joe, but I'm really enjoying where Skybound is going. So I've just been loving these comics. So I really can't wait to see what's in this one. I got Spotlight Jazz because Valk said to me that it was a really good comic. So I was like, you know what, I'm gonna give it a go. And then of course later on, Joe from Crosshairs Productions, he said to me, you should get this signed by Evan. It's Jazz. Like, get it signed by Evan, which was a great idea. So I went and did that, and oh my god, Evan was such a wonderful human being. This man was just a powerhouse of energy, and he was just standing up at his table, welcoming everyone. He was so just excited to meet everyone, and just what a lovely human being. Just a really nice guy. I thoroughly enjoyed meeting him. Thankfully, this bulk is all one thing. So, there was a stall selling the entire collection of Dark Cybertron, all 12 issues. I do have digital copies of More Than Meets the Eye and Robots in Disguise, and whatever other series converge in this. But I don't have the digital copies for Dark Cybertron, so that always made reading those comics a little bit confusing. So, I got this for £40, I think. The whole collection. Worth it, because that's what, about £3.70. It was 45, and it was what, £3.70 for each issue, if you think about it that way. Worth it. I also got this lovely art book from Nick Roach. I love going up to Nick Roach. He's always so nice, and it's just full of like different artwork that he's done, and it's all just very cool stuff. Very nice. Yeah, so that's really cool to have. I really like that. Now on to artwork and things, because that is big. First off, I'm gonna start off with these two stickers I got from Monica in the bar on Friday. I was it Friday or Thursday? And they are very nice. Really cool. I'm not usually a sticker person, but I will absolutely find a place for these, because this is just lovely, really nice. Our friend Nicole from the Infinisum group chat brought along these prints of Dinobot on top of Rat Trap, which is very cool. So she gave me one of those, which is very nice. Really love that. And also this sticker, which she gave me, that says, the strongest warrior shits the loudest. Which I love, which is very funny. And yeah, there's absolutely going to be a place for this somewhere. She also gave me a choice of postcards, and I took this one of Grimlock, which was very nice. So thank you, Nicole, that was very cool. You might remember that last year I got a commission from Nick Roach, which was of Kickover from Transformers Oblivion. An art piece I adore to this day, love it. This year, I got a few more than one. So I'm gonna start off with the first commission I collected on the day, which was from Nick Roach, and it is Earthspark Megatron. Yeah, look at that. How cool is that? Like, I remember when I asked at the commission, I asked, can I have Megatron with his fusion cannon charging up? And this is not what I was expecting at all. And I was so surprised in the best way. I love the power coursing out of the cannon from the back of the cannon and the sides. I think that's so cool, and I was not expecting that. And I love it. So cool. After that, I got this commission of Cybertron Optimus from Ed Perry, which was amazing. Cybertron Optimus was one of my first memories of Optimus Prime, so this was just a wonderful thing to get, and it's so great. I love it. It's so fantastic. And on the Sunday, when I was finally able to get to the front of this massive queue, I got a commission from Alex Milne of More Than Meets the Eye Rodimus. You see him there with like his smoking exhaust, sporting his guns, and you can't really see it, but he has the Matrix map as well, which is really, really cool. I love it. I'm a huge fan of More Than Meets the Eye, so it was really great to like get a commission from Alex. That was so cool. So I'm very, very happy with all of my commissions. I also did a scan of Megatron, and I did a digital coloring of that, so you can see that here. It's very, very cool, and I'm very, very proud of this. I really love coloring line art. It's just so much fun, and I just find it very relaxing. So yeah, that was really fun. I've also been coloring my friends' ones as well, so that's been really fun to do. I got a few different prints from this one artist whose handle is Cantor Art. I hope I'm saying that right. I will put their handle here. And I got a few things from them because I thought their art was amazing. I'm gonna start off with this one of Starscream, Shockwave, and Soundwave from Transformers 1, which was really, really cool. I love that, look at that. That's lovely, that's so cool. And then I got this of Armada Starscream, which is just amazing. Like, it's shiny as well. Like, look at that. Like, how cool is that? And then of course I got this one sticker which is very close to my heart, which is Transformers for Trans Rights, which is very, very lovely. Yeah, it is that kind of channel. And of course on top of my commissions, I also got prints from some of the artists as well. From Alex Milne, I got first off this animated Decepticons print. So we got Megatron, Starscream, Blitzwing, Black Arachnia, and Lugnut, which is so cool. As soon as I saw this, I was like, I need this. Like, I just need this on my wall. So yeah. And then we got this collection of a lot of the different Autobots and Decepticons from a lot of the different continuities of Transformers, which is very, very cool. This half was my lock screen on my phone for the longest time because I couldn't fit the whole thing in the lock screen, which sucked, but it's very cool to have the whole thing. Got Megatron from More Than Meets the Eye, that very famous panel from Dying of the Light at the end of More Than Meets the Eye, which is just freaking amazing. I then had to go and get art from David Cousins again this year because his art is amazing. And the first thing I was drawn to was this print for Transformers 1, which is so cool. I love this. This other print of the Beast Wars cast. So we got all those characters there, which is very, very cool. And then finally this print of Rodimus, Galvatron, and Death's Head, which is very, very cool. I love this. I'm a big fan of Rodimus and Galvatron, so this is just cool. Especially Galvatron in the toy colors as well. Like, that's cool. And then I got this print from Nick Roach, which is, I believe, it's Rodimus, Springer, and Wreck-Gar from Void Rivals from the Skybound universe. So that's very cool, that's really nice. And now on to the figures that I got, which is not half as extensive as all the artwork that I got. I'm gonna start off with something small. I got this little custom from Matt 360verse, which is lovely. It's another figure that was dyed, which I absolutely love. Matt's dye work is so good, and I do really need to poke his brain on some of that one of these days. But yeah, it's so cool. And the fact that you can transform it into a weapon is really, really nice. I love that. Another thing I got from Matt that I had called dibs on, I think, before the con is Blocky's Alpha Trion. Look at that boy. And it was very cool that Blockies were there. That was really, really cool. And seeing a lot of the stuff they had, especially like the Action Edition Soundwave, that's very, very cool. That's one thing I regret not buying. This is very silly. Basically, Joe Crosshairs was showing us a few things he was giving away, and me and Keej split a Fall of Cybertron side swipe. He took the figure, I took the gun, because I've always wanted this gun. I got Generations Chromia with the toy hacks. This was actually a prize that I won in a quiz that Matt hosted on the Thursday night, I believe. Was it Thursday night? I think it was Thursday. Yes, it was Thursday night. and I won this in the quiz. That was a really fun game. We had so much fun with that. We had such a great time. I remember Jack and John were like, oh, we're gonna stay for like maybe half an hour. 2.5 hours later, maybe nearly 3 hours later, we were still playing. And that was so much fun. That was a really great game. I do have to give props to Matt on that. It was just so much fun. And yeah, I won Chromia in that game. I got Titans Return Sentinel Prime. I pre-ordered this from James Lenihan on the Thursday, so I picked that up from him on that day, which was very, very cool. I've always wanted this version of Sentinel. I think it's very, very cool. And I also picked up the sword for Sentinel, for technically Transformers 1 Sentinel, but who's counting? From Funbee Studios on the Sunday, and I just think it works really well on this Sentinel. So yeah, I'm very, very happy with that. This guy was number 1 on my list, and I was so happy that I got him. So this is the Generation Toys Tyrant, which is IDW Megatron, I think specifically from the Mike Costa Transformers era. And look at that, like look how cool that is. One of the guys had the Hasbro version, so we just had these two side by side, and it just looked like Megatron saying like, what did you say to my son? Like that kind of thing. It was so cool, and I'm so happy I got him. Oh, just the purple popping off of the black. It just looks so good. His eyes also light up. The stealth bomber mode is so cool and big. So it's just a great figure. It's so cool. I'm very, very happy I found this. Transformers Age of the Primes Excellion. I think this was one of the first things I picked up on the Saturday. First thing I did when I got into the Trader Hall, I went straight to In Demand, as well as another figure that I got that I will get onto next. I also gave him Primo ID Bumblebee's blasters, just because you can take the door wings off and you can put those on, and I thought it was a really cool idea. And just because Excellion has always had Hot Rod vibes, so it kind of just felt right, and it works. I mean, back in the 2000s, when your only option for a Hot Rod figure was Classics Hot Rod, I think we all know what people chose. And along with buying Excellion, I also got Age of the Primes Sideways. I mean, how cool is that? Look at that! I found myself playing with this figure the most on Saturday, and for a lot of Sunday as well. He's just so fun and cool, and I don't have the original. I just got this, and it's just, I have been loving the Cybertron figures making a return in the last like 3 years. It's just been a joy, and I love it. It's such a great figure, and the fact that you can I show this on camera? The fact that you can alternate the badge from Autobot to Decepticon, if you can see that, is very, very cool. He does have his Cyber Planet key, but I have temporarily misplaced it. For the sake of this, I'm gonna have these two together. I have New Age, Optimus, and Galvatron, and wow, like I have never owned any of the New Age Legends figures. I just have the Dark of the Moon New Age Megatron, and that was really impressive. And I've never had these little legend scale ones before, and they are just wonderful. They are so cool, especially Optimus. I mean, Optimus is just fantastic. The quality is wonderful, the paint, it's just the articulation, everything. It's just great. And these two look so good together. Now, I didn't get Vector Prime, but I did get the upgrade kit. And wow, this just absolutely elevates this figure. It just absolutely looks wonderful. The sword, the new wings, the armor, it just looks fantastic. I mean, look at that. Look how great that is. This is a very silly one. This is very silly, but myself, Valk, and Matt all got the thrones at the same time from Omega Lock, and I was slightly peer pressured into it, I will just like to mention. And I'm just very happy that I now have a throne to sit some of my villains on. I think this was the same throne that came with the Coronation Starscream. So yeah, it's very, very cool. Finally, this was something Matt gave me, which I absolutely love, is a custom Pitfall, who is one of his customs that he made specifically for the convention. And I mean, look at this. Like, it's a custom box. There's Velcro on the plastic part so that you can actually take it off, put it back on if you want to. There's like custom tech specs on the back. I mean, look at that. Like, that is so, so cool. And of course, 360 verse, a bit of promotion there. It is very, very nice. It's another one that Matt had dyed, and it just looks fantastic. And I am absolutely going to display it like this because it's just cool. Some artwork by Keege as well, which is very, very cool. I did also get 2 t-shirts from the Battersea Power Station shop stand that was there. So that was TFNation 2025. And if we had any interaction at all outside of my main group of friends, thank you so much for chatting with me and hanging out. It was just so great and fun and welcoming. And that is always TFNation. It is always just this lovely atmosphere with really nice people, really welcoming people. And that just makes it to me. And it's always gonna be one of my favorite conventions. It is just fantastic. And to my mates that I spent the entire weekend with, John, Jack, Matt, both Joes, Keege, Nicole, James, thank you so much for making this an absolutely wonderful weekend, as always, and I cannot wait to do it all again next year. So thank you so much for watching this video, and if you got this far, I do applaud you. Thank you to my subscribers, viewers, and other YouTubers. I will see you guys next time.